The film opened with a father named Commissioner Holger telling a story to his daughter right before her wedding. He told her that one time, there was a mysterious and unsolved case he once handled about a married couple named Christian Holm and Leonora Holm.
Fordi det er Peter. Stop. Slip.
The story began on a rainy evening as a woman named Leonora was getting ready to go jogging. Meanwhile, Christian, her husband, was already settled in a white van, waiting along the route his wife usually took for her run. It was dark and raining lightly when Christian finally spotted Leonora passing in front of him. He immediately started the engine and drove the van, deliberately running over his wife from behind. The film then flashed back to a few days around 4 a.m. Christian had just received a text message. The notification caused Leonora to wake up from her sleep. She grew instantly suspicious and asked to see his phone. Christian refused, claiming the message was from Peter, his business partner. Leonora wasn't buying the excuse, and an argument heated up between them soon enough. Leonora kept demanding to see the phone, but Christian refused, leading to a fight where the phone was thrown against the bedroom wall and completely broken. Christian was revealed to be a construction entrepreneur who had founded the company with his friend Peter. Leonora, on the other hand, had once been a very talented musician, but gave up her career years ago to focus on caring for their only son, Johan, who had been suffering from a severe illness. That day, Christian headed to work as usual. Upon arrival, he first met with Peter, his partner, and then went to check the progress of one of their current construction projects. At that moment, it was clear that Christian paid special attention to one of his employees, a woman named Zania, and the two soon met privately in a room. Like a pair of lovers caught up in a new romance, they kissed passionately. It turned out the text Christian received at 4 a.m. that morning was from Zania. She was pressuring Christian to divorce Leonora immediately. Christian, however, promised her he would do it soon, as he was currently trying to figure out a strategy so the divorce wouldn't hurt his son's feelings. With that settled, they continued to get intimate in the room, seemingly without a care in the world. On the other hand, Leonora went to a car wash. After leaving, she opened social media and visited her husband's account. From there, she saw her husband looking very close to a female employee, which immediately raised her suspicion, as their closeness seemed far too intimate for a boss and his subordinate. Later that evening, Leonora and Christian attended a party held by Christian's construction company. Throughout the party, Leonora kept a close eye on Zania. Her anxiety soon reached its peak when, during the party, Christian and Zania slipped away to a secluded room. Curious what her husband was about to do with that woman, she followed them. When she finally saw what happened, she was utterly shocked to see her beloved husband having sex with Zania in his office. The cherry on top, she clearly knew that Zania was looking right at her, as if mocking her without the slightest of guilt, which sent her rage to the max. During the drive home, Leonora remained completely silent. She just kept the pain of what she had witnessed deep inside and never mentioned it to Christian. The next day, Christian was collecting firewood by the lake to prepare for a bonfire with one of his neighbors, Kim, who lived nearby. Christian sought advice from Kim about his marriage, as Kim had gone through a divorce himself, and Christian was planning to divorce Leonora while hoping not to hurt her feelings. After listening to Kim's advice, Christian returned home to face Leonora. Christian finally told Leonora his intention. He wanted a divorce because he no longer loved her and wished to end their marriage. Hearing this immediately ignited Leonora's anger. She told him that she saw him having with Zania in his office the previous night during the party, and she was certain that Zania was the reason he wanted a divorce. She then threatened him. If Christian forced the divorce through, she would report him to the police for the company's financial fraud. Even though she would be dragged into the case, she was confident she would be discharged since she was the one who filed the report. Hearing his wife's threat made Christian back down, as he did not want to go to prison and see everything he had built completely ruined.
Ikke efter alt det, jeg har offret. Du har også offret! Brydelse, der kommer til at gøre dig rig! Kan vide, hvor fantastisk sen jeg synes, du er, når du har siddet i fængsel i 5 år.
The next day, Christian met Zania at the construction site. As soon as they were alone, Zania demanded clarity on their relationship status. Christian lied, assuring her that everything with Leonora was sorted out. Overjoyed by that, Zania asked Christian to meet her mother soon, as she fully expected the two of them to get married. That same afternoon, Christian was back at the lake with Kim. They were moving the bonfire wood to the center of the lake. At that moment, they talked again about Christian's marriage trouble, and Kim suggested that Christian should reach out to one of Leonora's old friends, someone who could support both of them during this tough time. Christian took Kim's advice and left town to find an old friend of Leonora's. Unbeknownst to him, Leonora was following him and watching his every move. A short while later, Christian met with a woman who used to be Leonora's close friend. From that meeting, he learned a dark story about his wife. Leonora once had a high school boyfriend named Mike, who had died. One day, at a party Mike hosted with other friends, he suddenly died after falling off a cliff. The rumor going around after his death said that Leonora had deliberately pushed him off the cliff. Christian then called another woman named Cassandra, who had been intimate with Mike just before he died. On the call, Cassandra told Christian that while she and Mike were together, she constantly felt like someone was watching them. After their shared time, Mike went toward a cliff, and just shortly after, she heard Mike scream as he fell to his death. She then told Christian that she was certain Leonora had murdered Mike because she remembered seeing Leonora bear the crime scene just before the incident. After finishing his investigation into Leonora's past, Christian drove to Zania's house to meet her mother. Unbeknownst to Christian, Leonora also followed him there, still watching his every move from afar. Long story short, Leonora demanded that Christian leave. Before going, Christian revealed the dark secret about Leonora's past concerning the death of her ex-boyfriend, Mike. He threatened that if she reported his financial fraud to the police, he would report her for the murder she committed years ago. Leonora, however, wasn't afraid of the threat, stating that there was no proof that she had ever killed Mike. She then gave Christian an ultimatum. Either he left their house or he ended his relationship with Zania. Christian suddenly confessed that he couldn't break up with Zania because he truly loved her. This clearly enraged Leonora. She suddenly grabbed Christian's arm and physically kicked him out of the house and warned him never to return. Immediately after kicking Christian out, Leonora went jogging using her usual red jacket. Meanwhile, Christian went to his office and secretly switched his car for the white company van. He then drove the van through the rain and waited along the jogging route Leonora usually took. A moment later, he saw a woman in a red jacket jog past behind his car. Upon seeing that, he immediately accelerated the van and deliberately slammed into the woman and ran over her body multiple times, killing her instantly. After doing that, he drove back to his office to create an alibi that he was not the killer. He then drove home as if nothing had happened. As Christian was showering, he broke down, completely regretting the murder he had just committed. When he finished, he was relaxing with a glass of whiskey when he was utterly terrified by Leonora calling his name from behind. He was so shocked to find that the woman he had run over multiple times returned home unharmed. Leonora, seeing Christian back at the house, assumed that he had changed his mind to leave Zania and returned to her. As she walked by, Leonora mentioned to Christian that she had taken a different, much longer jogging route that day, which explained why she was home late. At that moment, Christian instantly realized his mistake. He was so distraught that he could barely sleep, and even when Leonora tried to have sex with him, he was too caught up thinking about his mistake. He kept thinking about the identity of the innocent woman he had just killed that day. The next day, news began to spread about a hit-and-run incident where a jogging woman was found dead. The victim was revealed to be a mother of 3 who had been struck and killed instantly by a vehicle. Shortly after, Christian went to drop Johan off at school, while Leonora went directly to the crime scene. Commissioner Holger, the police officer handling the case, was also there, investigating the crime scene. Long story short, at Johan's graduation party, Commissioner Holger and his colleague arrived at Christian and Leonora's house to investigate the hit and run and find the killer. Leonora explained that she had indeed been jogging that night, but confirmed she did not use that particular route. On the other hand, Christian maintained his alibi that he had worked late at the office until the early hours of the morning. After the party ended, Christian drove to the scene of the crime. The area was covered in various tributes and condolences for the victim, including messages from the deceased woman's 3 children. This sight overwhelmed him, and he couldn't hold back his tears, deeply regretting the fact that he had killed an innocent woman. Overcome with guilt, he drove to the police station, intending to turn himself in as the perpetrator the police had been looking for. However, the officer on duty was busy and asked Christian to wait. At that moment, a text message from his son, Johan, popped up on his phone, which made Christian immediately change his mind, and he rushed out of the station. Elsewhere, Leonora went to a car wash. When she went to pay, she noticed a charge on her card that she hadn't made. Feeling suspicious, she approached the cashier to find out about the charge. The staff confirmed that a man had used her car to wash a van a few days ago, specifically on Wednesday, the same day the woman was killed in the hit and run. Hearing this information shocked and hurt Leonora's feelings. She immediately realized that it was Christian who planned to kill her that day, knowing that was the route she usually took. Sometime later, Christian returned home. At that instant, Leonora showed him the CCTV footage where Christian used her card to pay for cleaning the white van he drove that night. She now knew for sure that he had meant to kill her. She then pulled out her phone, planning to call the police, but Christian quickly snatched it away from her. Terrified by her husband, Leonora sprinted to her car and drove away.
Go in. Please.
Later that evening, Leonora arranged to meet Christian at a restaurant. During the meeting, Leonora calmly confessed that she had indeed killed her ex-boyfriend Mike because he had betrayed her. She admitted that she watched Mike while he was having sex with Cassandra. After that, when Mike walked to the edge of the cliff alone, she appeared and pushed him, causing him to fall to his death. After killing him, she immediately left, climbed in through the window of her academy, and created an alibi that she had been practicing the violin all day there. With a look of absolute triumph, she seemed to mock Christian, who was left stunned, realizing his wife was a psychopath and a master manipulator. After their meeting, Leonora was clearly in control. She set up a new plan where the two of them would check into a resort to establish a solid alibi. That evening, Christian sneaked out of the resort room through the window, making sure no one saw him leave. He was heading to a secluded cabin to meet Zania, which was located far from the resort where he and Leonora were staying. Zania initially refused to let him in, forcing Christian to break the glass door to get inside. Hearing the disturbance, a man came over to Zania's cabin to check if everything was okay, but Zania lied, saying that nothing was wrong. Once the man left, Christian hugged Zania, kissed her, and convinced her to have sex with him. Meanwhile, back at the resort, Leonora was using Christian's phone to text Zania, creating a false alibi that Christian was still with her. The actual plan she had set was for Christian to go to Zania's cabin and murder her, but instead of killing his mistress, he spent his time being intimate with her. After they finished making love, Zania went to the bathroom, only to be stabbed from behind by Leonora, who had secretly followed Christian. Leonora was furious that Christian had not killed Zania immediately and had instead spent so much time sleeping with her. The next morning, Commissioner Holger and his partner arrived at Zania's cabin to investigate, but after thoroughly searching the crime scene, they found no clues, fingerprints, or DNA evidence. Holger then approached Christian, trying to find more evidence regarding his missing employee. However, Christian had a solid alibi, claiming that he had not seen Zania in a long time and that he was with Leonora at the resort when the incident happened. Stuck without any leads, Holger ordered tracking dogs to search the area around Zania's cabin and the nearby woods. At the same time, Christian and his neighbors were holding a large bonfire party by the lake while waiting for nightfall. However, Leonora insisted that Christian light the bonfire immediately. Christian complied, walking out to the pile with Kim to help him. From a distance, Leonora saw Commissioner Holger and the police approaching, following the tracking dogs that were barking intensely toward the lake. Meanwhile, once Christian and Kim reached the bonfire in the middle of the lake, Christian repeatedly tried to light it, but his fear of the police's arrival made him fail several times. After a few more frantic attempts, Christian finally managed to ignite the bonfire. As the flames began to climb, Holger's tracking dogs immediately fell silent, and the police team eventually left the scene. It was then revealed that Zania's body, which Leonora had killed before, was hidden inside the large pile of bonfire wood at the center of the lake. The dogs must have initially smelled Zania's remains, but once the fire was burning, the scent of her body disappeared, masked by the smoke from the burning wood. After the incident, Leonora and Christian sold their house. They collected Zania's ashes and remains in a large bag and later dumped them into a separate lake. That was the end of the story Commissioner Holger told his daughter before her wedding. He then warned his daughter that love could be far more dangerous than she realized. Anything could happen, and he advised her to be prepared for everything.